Okay, welcome back. In this lesson and the other couple lessons, we want to do some validation on the parameters. Specifically, we want to be able to ensure that page size, and sort actually have valid input. So we have our filter struct where we have a page size, and a sort. What I will include in the filters type is the ability to have the handler, or to have us pass in via the handler the keywords that can be used for sorting. And so I'm going to create a slice. I'm going to call it a sort list. Okay, and it's going to be of type string. And this field will contain all the possible values that we can use for sorting. Okay, so as we did in our school model, we will create a function called validate filters. And this function will accept a validator. Okay, and that has been automatically imported for me. Let me clean it up. Put my open parenthesis and move this up there. Okay. So we have our validator, and we will also have our filter. Okay. All right. So the first thing we want to do is to validate page and page size parameters. So let's validate. Let's check page and page size parameters. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to ensure that the page is greater than 0. So that's easy enough. So f dot page greater than 0. And remember, if it fails, then we need to provide a key that will be used to insert into the errors map. Let's call it page. And of course, we need to provide a message. And that message will be must be greater than 0. All right. We also want to make sure that the page is less than 1000. Okay, so let's say page has to be less than or equal to 1000. Okay, so 1000 pages. And of course, if that rule is violated, then we're going to have page, and we're going to have something like maximum, right? So it must be a maximum of 1000. Okay, let's move on and let's actually look at the page size. So let me copy this and paste it. And so we're going to look at page size. Okay, so we need to ensure that page size is greater than 0. And if that fails, then we want to have the key be page underscore size, and of course must be greater than 0. Now, the next thing we want to ensure for page size is that page size is no more than 100. So in other words, we want to have maximum of 100 records per page. Okay, and so if that is violated, we will have page size, and we will have a message such as must be a maximum of 100. Okay, so remember, the reason why we're validating is we want to ensure that if the user inputs an integer for page and page size, then we want to make sure that those integers are valid. Okay, so we have that done. Let's now check if the user has provided a proper value, a proper string to sort by. Okay, so let's check that the sort, as remember, the user must say what to sort by. By default, if the user does not provide something for sort, we said we will sort by ID. So let's check that the sort parameters or parameter matches a value in the sort list, right? In the acceptable sort list, right? This one. Okay, so let's just check that. All right, and so what are we going to check? Well, we're going to say validator dot in, and if you recall, the in method, it simply takes an element, a list, a slice, and then it checks to ensure that whatever we passed in is found in that list, in that slice. Okay, and so all we need to do now is to pass in f.sort. Okay, that's the string that the user has provided in the query parameter, and we need to pass in the acceptable values that the user can use. And so we're going to have f sort list. Okay, and notice Go automatically puts the 3 dots at the back. Okay, so this will either return true or false. So in will return a bool, and so if that bool turns out to be false, meaning we can't find the string in the allowed sort list values, then we will put an entry into our errors map named sort, and we'll have a message that says invalid sort value. Okay, and that's it. We have done our validation on our filters type. Okay, so I will leave it here for this lesson. In the next video, we will go and update our handler to pass in the allowed list to sort by, and to actually pass in the validator. All right, so I'll see you in that lesson.